Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Only PAX. In today's episode, we are going to be getting into the big mainline expansion that we've all been waiting for. Now, as you know, what I want to do is have a train that comes from Haslingden, stops halfway probably over at Gorleston, and then carries on to the end of the line at Colne. So, in order to get into that, what we're going to be doing is employing the 4-track idea. And if we have had a little bit of a discussion in the comments where, Reese, Tony, and a few other people over the last couple of weeks have been on about it, and everybody seems to be in agreement that the 4 tracks is going to be the best way of doing it. So if we're going to start down at Haslingden here, we are going to have to start by adding an extra platform here. Because this is going to be the end of the line, we don't need 4 tracks here, but we do need an extra one to take into account that high-speed line. So what I want to do with the game paused is try and see if we can just delete this whole left-hand side and just put the other platform in, or the other track in, should I say, side by side with the platform. We are upgrading, or we are going to be upgrading anyway, to high speed. There is going to be a little bit of a surprise at the end of this episode for you all as well. I'm hoping that's going to be long enough. I can't remember how long this station is, but the trains for the Mini aren't going to be that long. We can always come through and upgrade that again at a later date. It shouldn't be a problem. But what we are going to need is some platforms. Here we go. And I want to find the correct one with the fence on. There we go, that looks like the right one. We can just add this one all the way along. There we go. So it does look like we've got a different coloured fence, but I'm not really opposed to that at this one, to be fair, because it just shows where the old and the new start. It gives it a sort of a little bit of character, as in, this platform's always been here and the new one's just an addition. So I kind of like that. We're going to have to delete here and pull back, get some tracks sorted. We may have to go over the painting here as well. So the first track can continue on pretty much as was. And then this one will take out towards that main line there. Okay, then from here, if we say, for example here, if we have the high speed line on the new one here, when it pulls out at the station we want it to come out, it's going to be building speed, so 151 mile an hour is pretty okay there already. But on the way in, we've got to cross onto this track. We're going to need a crossover here for the slow train when it pulls out to get on this track as soon as possible after there, really. There we go. After this one branches off, we can get straight across and over. And then before this branch, then we're going to need a line for the main line to get in from over wherever this 4th line comes down, aren't we? So the 4 lines are going to head out in that direction. We need to get from this left-hand track, if we look at it this way, all the way over to the right there. So I suppose what we could do is have a cross here if it'll allow us. But it won't because of where that one's pulling out. I wonder if... I'm just thinking with that new update that's come in, whether that's taken effect yet. And whether we could just add it straight off that junction. I mean, the only problem is it's going to slow us down to 72 miles per hour there, but we are coming around a bend as well. Tell you what, if we take this all the way back, and we put this cross as soon as we leave the station, we'll leave a little bit of a gap. I'm just wary of how long the trains are going to be at the minute. And then we just want to pull that one out. So if we can stick it above 100... It's coming down to 86 for that crossing there anyway. There we go. That should work for us. I just want to cross this road and make sure it doesn't do anything too ugly across here. That's actually behaved itself quite well. And then we'll come into here. We'll make sure we've upgraded all the way up to the platform we have. And then from here now, so we're coming in on that one. And then, so do we just pull this one out at the same place? You know what? I think we do, because we're going to be taking over him just as we leave the station anyway. We're going to be building up speed here, so we're staying above 100 mile an hour there, which we're definitely not going to be doing leaving the station. And I think that actually works now. We are going to need on this platform a way of getting across, though, aren't we? I'm glad I noticed that now. And what we're going to need, maybe in MISC, got some of the British ones we have. So if we go If we go, I'd rather it go the other way, I think. We use this end the station. Is that going to delete all of that stuff, though? Does it delete the fence? It is going to delete the fence, isn't it, there? Whereas if we go here, it's just deleting. I think that's the way to do it. Oh no, it's actually changed the flooring as well. I'm not a fan of that. Right, let's see if we've got a different kind here. Maybe one of the older versions we've used before. Well, that's actually changed the platform. So maybe what we do then, just to keep it looking nice. Don't want to delete that building at the end really, but we can add it back in after. If we go to passenger platforms again here, wrong scroll. I keep tending to do that, to be honest, keep grabbing the wrong scroll for some reason. Now I don't want elevated platforms, we want passenger platforms, and it's this one, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one we used. There we go, perfect. So they now match. It's just a station building with a different colour fence, which is a little bit of a pain, actually. I'm not a big fan of that, but I'm not sure how you can go in and change the colour of that fence. I must have done it at some point. I don't know whether I might have put it on as an extra asset. Did I do it with this? No, it's part of the station. I'll have to have a look into that, try and remember how I actually did that. But that is now the first station set up, and hopefully that hasn't affected the current line. It hasn't. So we're going to be coming down there, and this slow train, if you like, is going to come straight into this platform. And the fast one's going to come round the edge, across the points and straight in. Okay, that does work for me. It doesn't look as if it's coming straight across the points and out again, because that's a long curve out, but it'll work for me. And it'll work for exactly what we want. Well, I don't know why I'm saying it'll work. It's exactly what we actually wanted anyway. Now, if we drag this 4 lanes of track up, we get all the way up towards the next station just before, so we can plan that one out. And then we'll go back and upgrade the rest of the track up into this point. And we'll end it just next to it there. Now we'll get the upgrade tool. We'll upgrade these all the way back. There we go, so that's all of that upgraded as well. So now what we need to do, is we need to have a look at the station here at Faversham and see what we're going to do. So we're going to fly through this station, so we don't need to stop. But what we do need is to keep this platform vacant for us to fly through. We can't really move anything about because of that. What I might do here is actually drop in a complete new station. And if I push this back a bit, we get a new station. We go to buildings. Where are we? We go for a PLM here. This might work. We only need 4 tracks. And if we upgrade it to a 240 with high speed, there's just boring platforms. Those aren't. There's no seating or anything. So yeah, let's not. This is what we were looking at. Here we go. 240 with a footbridge. We go for small building or GWR. Yeah, GWR is nice. What we may have to do is extend this road and move some bus stops around, but there's going to be probably quite a bit of rejigging whilst we move these stations around and get things in. You will see towards the end, I've already done a little bit of this at the other end of the line. I don't want to spoil it for you now, but you'll see as we approach a couple of the changes that have been made. So what I do want here, do I want that one connecting in straight there? I'm not sure if we do, really. I might get it hooked up to the road first, that might make sense. Because we may actually be able to keep those then. If I get it in the right sort of area, which is there. As long as we're not going to be deleting the station, the bus stops. No, we're not. There we go. Now, because there's going to have to be things moved about, we'll just work from the end that we've already been working on. So if we just nudge that train back down the line, delete these new bits of track just before the curve starts, because then we can angle the curve. Oh, autosave. If we get it back to where the curve starts, which is about there, and we pull the central 2 first, tie those back together. I mean, this is the slow train anyway, isn't it? So actually, we'll pull that down to where we want to branch off. I think there's probably about right. And then now if we come from the platform to join in above 157, that's absolutely fine. And this one can come down and it keeps it. Actually, we'll stay away and we won't snap here for this one just yet. We'll keep this nice and straight. Keep the speed up. Do we want to be going downhill? No, we don't. Nice and flat. Where can we keep to but still go to 180 mile an hour? Roughly, there we go. It's not curving at all actually, is it that? Sometimes, if you hold down shift to move the track in, as soon as you let go, you have to hold it while you... See, I let go and then clicked, so it snapped before I could catch up with it. And then what I want to do is, while it's coming around the bend, that just there, that hasn't connected. There we go, that's found it. Now, if we connect in now there, it is actually still going down to 155 there, which I'm not a big fan of. I mean, at the minute, we've got no trains that go. Mind you, that's the speed going around that corner anyway, so I don't think we can avoid that. We've got up to 123 because we've got to make the tight curve around, but that's fine. There, it'll be slowing down towards that station anyway on the way past, so that's not a big issue. But then coming from here, we're going to want this line. Is it going to let us do 186 all the way anyway? It is. But then what I need to make sure I remember to do is get the paint tool here and get the ballast before Stephen Spry shouts at us. Upgrade that brush size a little bit. And again, holding the shift key lets you get through all the grass and dirt underneath, so you've just got your asphalt, not your asphalt, sorry, your ballast painted in. We'll just get the in-between of all this track done just to make it look nice. It's something that I forget to do quite often, but I think it isn't, you know, it's important to the more realistic side of it, whereas obviously there is going to be areas in real life where there's weeds growing through, but it just doesn't look very tidy, does it? Might even be a case of the series goes on for, you know, a really long time and we have some kind of heritage line or something like that. We could even put some weeds and stuff in between the tracks of a heritage line. I think that'd be quite cool. Like an offshoot line, or maybe we leave some of the branch lines. We keep the main line nice and ballasted up. Or maybe on like one of the branch lines that goes off to Leatherhead or something, we let the weeds grow through there. That might be interesting to see. Just for, you know, a little bit of variety. I mean, heaven knows you see it in real life, don't you? Half the railway's covered in weeds in real life. So now we're going to have to redo this stretch of track here, aren't we? Because there's no way we're going to make this corner. If we delete all of this, that goes and starts heading down to Gorleston. And I think pretty much actually all the way back to here. But this is actually a much bigger change than I was thinking about, and we're going to have to go and paint the grass all back in around here. That might be something I can do a little bit later off camera, to be honest. You guys, I'm sure, don't want to see me just painting grass in. So now if we get the 4 tracks back together, I think if we start heading in that sort of direction and down bank a little bit, those two have pulled out quite nicely together. This one can sort of branch in pretty quickly, to be honest, because it's going to be stopping at that station anyway. This one will want a little bit more of a curve. 162. 166 there, I think that... Oh, it's just snapped anyway. Are we okay with 112 just to make this curve, to make it neat? I think it's going to jag it into that corner anyway. We need to get across. I think 112 will do there. We won't drop that much speed. Because we're not stopping at the station, we'll keep that 112 and we'll be able to just carry on from there then. So then leaving this station down here, how are we looking? What I might do is just delete these back and redo it. The station's going to have to get redone anyway, but just so we know which way we're headed. I've put the build tool on height mode here, haven't I? Yeah. So what we want to do, this one here, Actually, it might be worth us putting this station in first here, because we are going to have to... Well, again, we've got another short station here. So, yeah. I want to put a longer station in as well, so we want to knock this all the way back. We need to be mindful that this one's curving in, so the station might move down this way a little bit. If we go to here and we go for a station, I think it's a good idea to leave them as the same variety, if you like, on this route. Now, what I don't really want, I might go for a medium building here just to switch it up a little bit. Yeah, that works actually. We're going to remove some buildings, but it gives us 240. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. I'm going to make sure before I forget, because I'm very likely to if I don't do this now. Well, I didn't mean to do that. That's a medium country road, isn't it? We want a medium street here. And it won't let us connect into there. Oh, that will though, by removing that building. And then can we connect in here? No, if we go straight, there we go. That looked a bit of a mess putting that in, but it's actually worked out really well. And is that still connected to the station? It is. Perfect. Did we get high speed in the station? We did. Perfect. So we've got high speed track here again now. So I think if I pull this out and I go parallel tracks, I'm just going to put it as 2 at the minute. And I'm going to drag these 2 all the way up to meet the centre 2 up here. So there we go, that's done that. And then now I'm going to say no to parallel tracks. We're going to head down the bank. And this is really what we should have done when we first set this railway up. But in the start, it was one of the first places we made track this, and we just didn't have the money to make it happen. There we go. So that keeps up 186 speed there. And coming across here, we're not going to be stopping here either, so we could do with as much speed as possible to get us around here. It just doesn't want to link in. So if I just put a little bit of track here, and then I move all the way down into the station. Is that going to be kept at 186? It is. Perfect. So then we'll drag this guy all the way up to connect in, because it'll keep his 186 all the way down there. And then we need to get to the edge and meet that up. And then we're going to have to put some signals in, aren't we? Now for the rest of the route, I think the old track's got the semaphore signals. It has. So we're going to need 2 different kinds of signals here. We're going to keep auto sig, and we're going to say 600. So the left hand side's going to be the out track. So we're going to go here on that. And then on the last one at the bottom here, we're going to put the 600 meters going back. So that's put all of those in. And then they're close enough to the station that I don't need to worry about another. But then for the main line, we're going to go for these 4 aspect, more modern signals. And we're going to keep it as 600. Do we put one? The station itself will act as a signal, actually. So we'll make these work and make them fit together. Where we can, I do like to do this and have the signals in groups of 4 all together. And there we go. So that's those in. We need to do a little bit more ballasting here. There we go. We'll make this line look nice and clean with it being brand new. It makes sense to me. It doesn't take too long to do this. I mean, I could go around after and do this off camera, but it'll only take 2 minutes. The fastest way, of course, was Stephen Spry's way of doing this, where if you follow a train along the route and you have the follow camera on and you just hold your mouse button down. But with this being 4 tracks wide, I just want to be a little bit more precise and make sure we get all the little bits sorted. What I will do off camera is get rid of this old asphalting. Oh, we've gone back to grass because I clicked off it. Just as I said, I want to be a bit more precise. It all goes wrong, of course. So here, yeah, I'll get rid of this strip where we used to have the ballast in afterwards. And then from now, we need to look at what we're doing here, because we're actually coming off a station now at a little bit of height. But if we see the outside track is connected in to the Leatherhead line. So this is going to be our middle 2 tracks that we want to connect into here. I don't want a wooden bridge here. Stone gives us 94. I'm just wondering whether we're going to connect in before or after with the high-speed line. Because maybe it's time to go for I'm not really a big fan of the box girdering. That's not too bad there at night. We get around at 94, and the bridge will allow us to do a bit quicker. If we go parallel tracks here, we want number of tracks 2. That should join those 2 up. But it doesn't do it, of course, when there's a bridge involved. Oh, actually, it has just done it. I didn't think it works with the parallel tool when you had a bridge. What I want to do is try and get around here at a decent speed because we're not going to be stopping here. We're already at the station here at 112, so maybe that's the speed limit inside the station. Is it? Oh no, it is going up. But we need to get through. What we might have to do is change this road actually and actually have a bridge or a tunnel through here. I'll just delete it for now while we get the tracks around. Realistically, by this straight section, we are going to want the other tracks to have joined us. What's that having an issue with now? The corner there, okay. If we take it round to just the corner, that's going to bring us down to 106. Just leave it off like that. That's going to be down to 104, but I don't know if we're going to get any better than this, to be honest with you, around this corner. We change this to the same stone bridge, just so I can see the speed it's going to allow us. So what looks like 140 is the max for this bridge, actually. We curve around here at 140. Coming down then at 148. If we can keep... Can we connect that and then keep 140 on the bridge? We can't now. Okay. So we do need to pull it back. We're straight out here at 140. So it's 140 to there. That's the best on the curve we can get. And if we could keep 140 sort of around this corner, I'd be happy. 148, 148. There we go, and then we're branching in there. Now that's not the cleanest, but it is going to allow us to keep the high speed that we're looking for. So here now, maybe we just do something very similar, and we get the curve out of the way. So we're going to be coming down here. It's given us 120 as the top speed here. I think that's just because of how much we're turning straight away though, isn't it? We come out here on a straight line and we say we want that kind of bridge. We're straight down to 103 mile an hour here. But this is a tight bend through, so do we just get the speed out? Well, actually, is that the right kind of bridge? Yeah, it is. I'm just thinking of where did this one join in? If we join them at the same place, which will be here. If I was to just connect this one directly, what would it do? Bridge pillar collision, of course. What are you colliding with? The track coming in, okay. I don't really understand why that would be a thing, but if I start heading up a little bit here, start getting some of the curve done whilst we can do 186 there, and then we bring this around and connect in. Has that got the right track there? It has. And then if we go for the concrete fill-in, does that look a bit of a mess? That does look a bit of a mess, doesn't it? I really don't like that. Tell you what, I really don't like a lot of that. So maybe what we do is we make a bit of a feature of this. Yes, I just said do. I think what we need to do is drag this all the way back. Again, it's one of these things, I'm trying to reuse this existing infrastructure, but this is what was put in when we didn't have any money at all, so we couldn't put any sort of long bridges in or anything where we needed to. But if I go back... Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Let me just connect this back in. What I need to do is push this train down the line back to there. There we go. And then I think if we go from here, let's say we've got these things here. If I go parallel track and I say number of tracks 4, no spacing. But actually, I'll tell you what, no. Let me do the centre too. This may be the best way for me to do this. Because this will give me the smoothest curve all the way around here. And then we want to choose the bridge one. Now it's the speed that I'm after. That's giving us 149. What's the top speed of this bridge? We can actually do 177, and I like the stone bridge. Is there any other variants of this? Ooh, I'm not much for that black one. That's the one. That's the one. Looks almost like a limestone. I'm hoping that puts the other line in. It should do the multiple track, shouldn't it? But it hasn't. So we'll do it. Not a problem. Oh, I thought I'd got it then. We'll grab the end there. Come all the way around and connect in. Perfect. And then here, what we're going to do here, it hasn't really solved the problem I had in terms of getting these two in. What we know it has now done is given us the smoothest curve possible. So if we pull around there, if I can get it so we can end the bridge at exactly the same point, like so, and then from here we grab another one. So yeah, that's not joining at all, is it? But it's gonna come. It's gonna bring it down really. Speed down quite a bit. Mind you, we're still over 138. Oh, what has that just done? Why is that there? Oh, it put the second track in. So that wall, although not ideal, that's because this track's separating for the curve like this one is here. So I can live with that. It's there, but it's there for a purpose. So I can live with it. Then once I pull this down, we have met up. Whew. Okay, so that's that at least now in and workable. Now what I want to do is upgrade the rest of this centre line to high speed. And then we want to pull these other tracks all the way down, don't we? So we want to come from here all the way around to sort of by the prison there. Well, not sort of by the prison, definitely by the prison. And then now you'll start to see some of what I was working on when I said I'd done some of this already off camera. Why have I got 5 tracks? I've got 5 tracks because I've also dragged this one down. And now I'm looking at it. I think it's to do with the parallel track mod. I think sometimes it just takes a little while to go in and I've worked a little bit too quickly. So it's put, or I've just absolutely, you know, had a moment of stupidity and not even seen it do it. When it did do it in the first place. When I was moaning saying, oh, I don't think it's done it. It hasn't upgraded it. So this, what's the track speed on that bridge? What do we want speed here? 140, so that bridge is actually fine. We can copy that across and stay at 140. Perfect. But now what we're going to need to do, you can see I've completely reworked Gorleston Station here. This is one of the things I did before, so we've got it all in. We've got underground walkways instead of bridges. We've got the line coming in from Strood, and I've set the 4 lines up, as well as I've already continued the main line, and I've done it all the way up to Colne. So once we get this in, now, we are going to be stopping here as well, so we don't need to be coming in at this one too fast. But yeah, once I've got this one in, we are going to be in a good place. Oh, I've just realised what I'm doing. That's why we had the 5 tracks. I've still got the mod on now for parallel tracks. It's just parallel tracked all this again. Right, there we go. It's off now. So we can pull this one round and probably go straight in here. Or actually, like I said, because here we are going to be stopping will also be taking off from this station. So 120 coming out there is absolutely fine. But we are going to want ballast. Get that painted in. Bridges don't get weeds. Strange concept really, because I was walking across an old railway bridge the other day down near some tracks where I live. There's an old, what used to be a steam railway, but it's now been converted into a cycle path through the countryside. And there's an old viaduct there that used to be a railway. The canal still uses actually, but it's now you can now walk across it or cycle across it, and that's actually full of weeds. So I do know from experience that bridges do get weeds on them in between what used to be all of the ballast. Now I'm just doing a quick job of this at the minute. I will go round off camera and make sure I've got all of this, but I'm just conscious at the time we're currently on 31 minutes. What I'm probably going to have to do is have a little bit of a few cuts in this one, I think, just so you guys can see exactly what I've been up to. And then at the end of this one I will put a ride on along. For those of you that are interested, I know at the minute it's something I've discussed with a couple of other YouTubers, to be honest. It seems like the appetite for Transport Fever content's really gone downhill recently, and there's a lot less people interested in actually watching the videos, so you know, I'm not exactly sure how much longer we're going to be covering Transport Fever, just because, you know, I struggle sometimes to find the time around work to get these videos made for you guys. And then when it gets to... Didn't mean to put the farmer's field in there. Yeah, I sometimes struggle to fit it in around work, so I do work a full-time job as well. And then if, you know, if you guys aren't happy with the content, or you're not looking forward to it, or you're just not interested in the game anymore, it seems like it can be sometimes a little bit of a waste of time, me spending my time doing this, instead of just playing the game myself and enjoying it, really. Because, you know, these videos do take a little bit, you know, a little bit of planning and a little bit of time recording and editing and uploading, and that all takes away from the time that I'm able to sit and play the game myself, really. Which I don't mind at all if you guys are enjoying it. Now down here, that's going to make a mess of the signalling, isn't it? Because I already had the older ones in. I know, because I've only done it on the outside track, so it's fine. Ignore me. I'm talking rubbish. But what I will do is I'll get rid of that signal there. And I'll tell this to... I want one way, but what I don't want is auto sig, because I just want to put this one so it's level. I don't know why we've got two different ones there. But the rest of them are in pairs then, so that works really well for me. We may just need a couple coming round into this station. We're going to be coming in on the left. Get rid of that new one because they're all semaphores on the inside, aren't they? I forgot. There we go. And then did we put the signals going up bank? We did, yes. Perfect. So we've got 4 there. We've only got 3 here. Because it's put a new version. Oh, of course, I did them in that direction as well. Auto sig. That one was set to 600, so this one can be as well. We have signals anyway. That's the point. The main thing is we have these signals. Semaphore, there we go. Yeah, so it's caught up with itself now. They're all in pairs. Perfect. I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time, but that should mean now, actually, with those in, if I put the signal in, you can see I've done the track all the way over here, and I've just remembered I forgot to put the road in further back. But yeah, these signals are all in as well. Something can't make it. The West Coast Main Line could not connect all stations. Yeah, we're going to have a look at that now because we've changed some signals around. I'm sure it's not going to like us for doing that. I just want to put in this road again here because I took it out. If I ruined it, I will fix it. So we just want a country road. It was connected to here, wasn't it? I don't want to go dead straight, so if we come... Oh, I don't want that either. Can we not find a way to come under the bridge here? Yeah, there we go. There we go, and then while we're at it, I'll upgrade that road as well all the way down there. Actually, I realised what I just did there. Probably just stopped that city from expanding, so we'll put medium street up to there. I didn't realise that the town down here of Saltash is actually expanding onto the other side of the river. Can't remember whether I've seen that before or not. I don't think so, but now we've got a road connection back in. So let's fix this main line. So where have we got the problems? We'll press double one on the numpad. So from Shirebrook, we've currently told this to stop at platform 1, which we don't want. I want the middle line now to be platform 3. And from platform 3, so the problem now is coming up the other way, so from Fathersham. So from Fathersham, here we want platform 2. Okay, and then the problem now is between Gorleston and Shirebrook. So this is coming the other way. So in Gorleston, we want platform 4, which we're on. So then in Shirebrook, we want this one to be on platform number 4. And then from platform 4 at Shirebrook, sorry, we want to go to platform 3. Hooray! I think that's done it. Now train 1 has lost its marbles. So where's train 1? He's there and he's currently going the wrong way. So if we return him that way, that should fix him. Perfect. Now that's going to take a little bit of a while to get in. Oh, we've got new buses. It looks like we could have some proper intercity buses going soon. I might start to set some up going from Shirebrook to Gorleston. Maybe even a similar kind of thing. We have an express route all the way from Haslington to Gorleston, something like that. Some new trams. Anything else? Nah, not yet. Right, the other thing that I need to do, because I got rid of it at the other end, is to put a new depot in. So we need somewhere where we can get onto both lines. I'm only interested really and bothered about getting onto one way, so I think we put it up here where it looks relatively flat anyway. We get one line coming out onto the high speed line. We have one line coming out to the slower line. I'll have new signals on both of these for the depot. And then we want to paint some ballast. And I'm not going to worry about at the moment trains getting back in from the track. That can be something we look at the later date. I would like to eventually to get a... Oh, we've missed quite a bit here with the ballast tool, actually. I would like to get a proper train depot sort of thing set up, you know, with a proper yard and everything. But so now what I want to do is I want to set a new line, don't I? We want to end this episode realistically by creating a line and putting an express train on. So we want to be going from Haslington here. We want platform 1. It's chosen platform 1, perfect. Then we want to skip through Fathersham, through Shirebrook. We want to go straight to Gorleston. Okay, but at Gorleston, we want platform 2. And I want to change this now to purple or pink, just so I can see and make sure it's using the correct line all the way. It's cutting through these stations. It is. Perfect. Okay. And then from Gorleston, it'll now be able to run all the way up to Colne, where it's going to use that platform, which is the correct one. And now here is where it's losing its head a little bit. So after Colne, I want it to go through this signal. There we go. And then it's going to head down all the way on that left-hand track. And hopefully back to Gorleston, where we can tell it to stop. It's picked Gorleston up at platform 6, which is perfect. And then hopefully it stays on that left-hand side all the way through Shirebrook, which it does, through Faversham, which it does, and all the way down into the correct station at Haslington. Yes, it does. Perfect. Right, so this is going to be TP for train passenger. And it's going to be the mainline express. What should we call this? West Coast Mainline Express. Well, we'll keep it at pink, why not? And now we need to look at what we're going to put on this line. And this is where I need to thank Danny Cohen for a comment. Because he suggested that, oh, it's actually here. I was looking at it earlier, you see. These K4 specific now. What Danny was saying is, we're using at the minute the passenger wagons, and we're predominantly using these, we've got the American ones, is what he was saying, and we don't have an American locomotive. So what I thought was, we'll get some in. And we have just unlocked now these, so it is a bit of a... But that one, they only go 62 miles per hour anyway. Maybe we can switch some of those onto the local route now and have the slower local trains. But these Pullman carts are available. Capable of going at 112 miles per hour. The train does 95. We'll have a quick look at it here. There's two variants. I might actually get the Pennsylvania one because it's got it says it's modernised, but it's got some nice livery on it by the look of it. 95 miles an hour. So if we keep this, by the time it's got up to speed, 95 is the top, and we're at 95 through every part of the route. And then if we go to passengers and we get the Pullman, I'm not sure which ones we go for here. We go South Pacific, heavyweight. The heavyweights actually weigh anymore. They don't. I think I like the look of these Lark ones here. Southern Pacific Lark. They hold 19 passengers. So what else do we have if we were to go for something a bit different? See, we don't. We'll go for these. We'll go for the heavyweight coach class. We'll go for the light coloured ones because I think they look great. How many passengers are we going to want on here? If we want a fast, I think we go, and we might need more than 77. We aren't going to need a diner class, are we? Or shall we have a diner? We'll have a business class because this is a fast train. So yeah, we'll go then. We'll go for 82. I think that makes sense. 82. And how many are we going to want? We're going to want one in each direction. We've only got... I'm just conscious at the minute. We've got 22 million down here. Let's get... So if we get that up and we get 2 for the minute. If we get 2 of these... We want to go on that new line. Oh. It's not liking that. Oh, I thought we might have crashed for a second there. The first time, actually, I probably should have trialed this mod out before, but I haven't tried it. But here we go. So this is the PRR K4 steam locomotive. Like I say, it's the first time I've seen this. Let's just fast forward and get him out a little bit. Looks like he's just coming uphill out of the depot there, actually. I didn't do it, did I? I didn't swap it. I thought I'd swap this and put the different locomotive on it. I wanted the one with the words on, didn't I? Upgrade this. Did you see that then? As soon as it got onto the main railway, it started really ramping up. Oh, I've just realised, that's a point actually. They came out of the opposite depot. I might have to put a little line in there. Let's slow that down. Actually speed it up to get him out of the way. I don't know whether that's why it won't let me cross. I was expecting him to come out of this right hand side here. I've done that now, so in future they'll be able to get straight across. He's now on the right side here, but he isn't going to be able to change over until Holm at the other end. But you can see he's up to his top speed already. Let's take a look at this. You know what, that does look really cool, doesn't it? And is this a 4, 6, 2, 1, 2, 4, 6, 4, 6, 2, 8? Is that right? Have I got that right? I know you guys will tell me below. But those Pullman carriages actually look really good, don't they? I like the extra little bit of height on those, actually. Really cool. But guys, now that's all set up, that is where we're going to have to leave it for this episode. You know, we're at 45 minutes now, but thanks a lot for joining me for this one. I appreciate you, as always. If you've got any interesting mods or anything that'll add to the series, or if you've got any good comments, things that you think will help out, please do let me know. As always, thank you all for watching. I will catch you all in the next episode.